Welcome again to the discussion that I have here in the studio, and this is the discussion that have to do with the whole issue. The discussion has to deal with the issue of what happened in New Delhi. In New Delhi, as most of you might have learned, a young lady, 23-year-old medical student, was gang raped by 6 men. That's New Delhi. That's Delhi in India, and the city of Delhi is a well-populated area. It's an urban area like other urban areas, and the one who think that a woman is very safe in such a situation. But what actually happened is that this lady, as she was accompanied by some of her friends, was somehow assaulted by a gang of men. And the assault was not just being raped, she was raped and also beaten. What is annoying about the whole issue is that in the year 2012 or 2013, which we are moving towards, there are still men who think that it's okay to rape a woman. Rape is a crime, and rape actually, if you look at it in a critical manner, is a situation where a man gets himself into the body of a woman without the woman's permission. In other words, even most people who somehow have relationship with women, we know very well that individuals do have rights to their bodies. That means even when one marries a woman, you have somehow to make sure that you don't just enter into the other person's sphere or the other person's area without prior permission. And rape is a situation in which a man violates that, and violates that in the most annoying and the most critical way, because they not only get into a relationship, sexual relationship with a woman, but they do it in a forceful manner, in a manner that violates all kinds of agreements. It's like someone actually getting into your body and doing whatever they want with your body without your control, and this is very annoying. I find it difficult to discuss the issue of rape, because as a young man, as a teenager, I think that was probably preteen, I witnessed a woman being raped by a man. 2 women were walking on the roadside somewhere in the slopes of Mount Kenya, and a man took a stone, hunted one down, the larger one, and hit her with a stone, and she fell, and he continually violated her sexually, assaulted her, and then also beat her with stones. Unfortunately, as I was passing on the road, I witnessed the woman coming from the bushes crying, breathing, because she had just had a baby the same week. And then I saw a man running away. So I did raise the alarm, and I gave the chase. I don't know what kind of chase I was raising. I was actually giving because I was very young. But there were other men who joined in the particular chase, including the local policeman. And the man was caught, given a very direct beating by everybody who was around there, and then he was taken to the police custody. And I'll never forget those images, because it was very annoying that a man can do such a thing, and men still do it. They do it in some of the most sacred situations, like they rape people in homes, especially their own relatives. Others rape their children. Other men rape people in places of worship, like a church, or a mosque, or a synagogue, or a temple. And you wonder why men rape, because it's a dirty situation. It's like a robbery. It's a crime. It's nasty. And any man who does it should only realize that it's a dirty game, because a woman is a human being. Women are our sisters. They are our daughters, our granddaughters. They are our mothers, our grandmothers. They are not just there for men to consume. They are not just objects of consumption. And they are not just there as our bedmates or our companions for sexual satisfaction. And therefore, men should realize that women need to be respected, respect their bodies. There should not be a situation in which a man even thinks about raping a woman, because by so doing, one reduces all women to that level. And that even, I don't know what to call that level, because it's even beyond bestiality. It's a nasty situation where you force yourself into another person's body, take an advantage of that person without their permit, and then you go there probably smiling with your colleagues, especially if it's gang rape. You have to be sick, or to sicken yourself, or put yourself in a situation where you assume that you are sick, either probably by drinking and becoming drunk, and then getting exactly in a situation of raping. Rape should not happen. Should never happen. But it happened in Delhi, in India. India is a developed country. It's in between developing and developed. And then nobody should probably say it happened this way because this is a country that is developing. It happens because in developed and developing countries, people tend to devalue women. And because of devaluing women, then somehow they rape them. They think that they have a right over women. They think they are superior. They can have any woman. Yeah, and a man goes out there thinking that women are for his consumption. He doesn't think twice that our women are not his, and they're not for his consumption. And if he has a mother, and probably if he is married as a daughter, or probably has a sort of niece who should be like a daughter, then somehow he should realize that already, that women, the way we relate with them in so many levels. And therefore, when it comes to sexual activities, for like anything else, there are rules. You just don't go around thinking that just because you see a woman, then you should run after her and probably, have her by force, by raping her. And even, they're all thinking of having sex with women just because you see them. It's sometimes nasty. And it shows how low some men can go. Because we need somehow to come to a situation where women are free to move and to feel that they are free to move without looking back because they've seen a man, or thinking that somehow because they've seen a sort of a group of men, they are going to be gang raped. We feel sorry. We feel sorrowful and mournful for what happened in Delhi, in India, where this 23-year-old medical student had to be raped, beaten, and after going to Singapore for treatment, she died. She is no longer there. And of course, the 6 men have faced death penalty. But that does not make us feel good. Because where those men came from, they are other men who think in the same dirty, shallow way of thinking that it's okay to rape a woman. No, it's not okay. Nobody should be raped. As a man, I should be free to go out there knowing that no man is going to rape me. And anybody should have that freedom, knowing that nobody will take advantage of their body. Because how would those men feel if someone raped them the other way around? They won't want it. But then here they are raping a woman, and they probably did it in public, and probably somebody thinks it's okay. It doesn't matter. India can have all these caste systems where some people probably are below the caste, others are high, And therefore, because one has a higher caste, therefore they can go around doing whatever they want with women of the low caste. That's nonsense. That should end in a modern situation. When we think of Africa, it's the same way. There are so many stupid Africans who do the same thing. I just explained a situation here where I experienced a situation of a woman being raped. A woman who have just had a baby. And then a stranger on the streets catches up with her and rapes her and stones her. He had to stone her to knock her down because she was fighting back. And then after raping her, he had to hit her on the head with a stone, busted her head, and between, you know where, he hit her again with a stone. Continuously, the woman was bleeding. And the man started taking off after doing those dirty things. Of course, you know, we cannot allow these things to happen. And if there are men out there listening to me, please do not ever engage in a situation of rape. If you are in a situation, whether it's your wife or whatever woman, she says no, take it as a no. It's more manly to walk away. And after all, sex is not food. You can do without it. That means then you do not have to go to rape people, either for pressure or just as a whatever it is. Please don't rape. I would probably go more than that and say thou shalt not commit adultery. But since most of you probably will not understand that, then I would say, please leave women alone. Don't even think about raping them. Because it has happened so many times. Happens in Africa. Happens in Asia. Happens in Europe. Happens in America. Happens in Australia. Happens in what I'm saying, it happens in any part of the world. Nobody can come here and say, well, they do this because they're not developed. No, men do this in every part of the world. Even a lot of so-called civilized, intellectualized, enlightened people do it. They do it in hotels. Just because someone has an advantage of another one, they take advantage of that and rape them. In Africa, it happens all the time. Nobody reports it. Because sometimes, you know, nobody is going to believe the woman. And this situation should change. We should always be open to situations where people feel free to tell if it happens to them. Especially if it happens to children. You know, it happens to children. And it happens also in other situations involving relatives. And it should come to an end. Rape is a crime. And then I would also say rape is a sin. It's dirty, it's low, and it should not happen. Let's respect women. Let's stop what happened in Delhi ever to happen again. A woman having to die just because she's a woman, and a gang of 6 men, and others probably who had similar thoughts, have their fun, so-called rape, and then beats her, abuses her, and then she ends up dead. What a waste of human life. And what a shame to us men. A shame to us men. Because this is not only our daughter, or granddaughter, or sister, or mother, or grandma. She's one of us. She did not have to die in Delhi because she was raped. And may Almighty, as we enter the new year, help us to realize that rape must come to an end. This is me, Nehemy Kihara, from the studios of WTB 1420, Scottsdale, Georgia, saying to you, I wish you a happy new year, and I wish that rape doesn't have to happen anywhere in the world.